evening, everyone. Welcome back into my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. This evening, I am going to put together a very simple little dinner. It's been raining for a couple of days, like 2 to 3 days, and it's been gloomy and a little bit chilly. And so I wanted something that is kind of another favorite of mine. It really is. I'm going to make what's called beef tips and noodles. So simple. Really, really simple. Now, for those who don't know on this, you're going to say, well, what's the difference between that and beef stroganoff? The sauce, mainly. I'm not going to be putting in cream of mushroom soup or the sour cream. I just want my little gravy part with my beef tips and the noodles. So I've got the pan already cooking right now of the water to put. I just bought some regular extra wide egg noodles. Take any kind of noodle that you really want, but I kind of like the egg noodles for this particular recipe. So that's the first thing. The next thing is I'm going to do mine in my Instapot. I really am. The only video that I really haven't shown everyone is doing some recipes in a crock pot. And a crock pot is, you know, you just throw it all in there, put the lid on, and walk away. But you kind of do the same thing with an Instapot. So what is an Instapot? We've gone over this before, that an Instapot is a smaller, it really is a pressure cooker. And don't be afraid of your pressure cookers. Nowadays, the pressure cookers are so simple to use. So this is my little Instapot right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just open the lid. And if you don't have one of these, so simple. So this part comes out that you can clean. You can put it in your dishwasher, whatever you want to do. But it's just your little pan that sits down in here that everything's going to go in. My cord to it. And that's why I got this cute little cover for it. Is it has a little pocket right here. Here's a little pocket. And the cord just fits down in there so nice. Or you can do what we've done for many, many years and generations, is just sticking the cord in the pot and putting the lid on it when you're done, because then you won't lose it. You won't lose it. Okay, so this one is at the back here. Then I plug that in. And I'm going to go ahead and just plug it in. Mine that I bought I bought this extra, my little doggy. Otis is his name, little doggy. You can find him on Amazon. I've also put it on my website under the gadgets area for you to find it. And it just sits on this part right here. And what this does is when it's ready for the steam to release, the steam's going to come out of its little ears. It's really cute. It really is. Okay. So let's begin with how we're going to make these beef tips and noodles. Like I said, the water's cooking. It won't take very long for that to heat up so that I can cook my egg noodles. But you need to get the meat done first. And there's all different kinds of ways of cooking the meat for beef tips. You know, you can cook it in an electric skillet. You can cook it in any kind of a frying pan, an electric, a cast iron skillet on your stove, however you want to do it. You can put these in your crock pot and do it. But today, I'm going to be doing it fast in the Instapot. So my recipe does call for 2 pounds of stew meat. And I'll tell you, it was hard to find 2 pounds without buying 2 packages. And it's just me going to eat the dinner tonight. So this one says it's not even a pound and a half of the stew meat. No stew meat here. But this is what I'm going to use. And it used to be, years ago, stew meat, along with hamburger and other things, were kind of the cheaper meat to buy. You could make stew meat go a long ways. And that was great. This was $10, folks, just for this little amount that wasn't even a pound and a half. That's how much of an increase, you know, beef or, well, any meat at the grocery store is. But that's okay. I'm going to use it. I really am. So put the whole thing down in here. I'll grab a little wooden spoon here, fork one. And just kind of break it up in there. So that's my meat in the pan, ready to go. Okay? Next thing I'm going to use is any brand. This one just happens to be a Swanson, and it is 14.5 ounce of beef broth. If you have some beef broth that you have done homemade, that would be even better. If you have a beef bouillon cube, take that. Okay, so I'm going to take all of this and pour in my pan. The whole can. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of, I've got my knife. Always forget something, but I forgot my knife. Grab it real quick. Gotta have a knife, cut it up. I don't want a full onion unless you really like a lot of onion. I'm only going to do this because really it's not going to require that much because I don't have that much meat. I really don't. Just some small little slices here. Now, it's optional, but if you like garlic in yours, go ahead and put the garlic. Because it's just me eating this, I'm opting not to have the garlic in it. Okay, so that's it for right now. That's it for right now. Go ahead and put your, whoops, I always hold this backwards somehow. Go ahead and put your lid back on. And it says off right now, and I'm going to put it as pressure cook. It's on for 35 minutes, but I don't want it for 35 minutes. I'm only going to do for, say, 26 minutes. And that's all I do on that. It will set it at this for the pressure cooker. Now it says on, and it's starting to cook. You won't hear it unless you're up here like this. Here in a few minutes. And sometimes I've done that. Is it working? You know, I'll go like this, and yes, I can hear it in there of the steam. So in about 26 minutes, when this is done, then I will slow release it. There is a little button up here that I can push over and make that steam come out fast if I want to open up the lid, but I don't want to do that. I want to do it for 26 minutes, and then I'm going to let it slowly do it, which the steam will come out of the ears, and that'll be fun. And then I will open this up, and then I'll show you the other ingredients that I'm going to add to the meat part that's all going to be assembled with my noodles. So I'll catch you 26 minutes, a little bit more than that, so that I can let the machine do its job and cool down. I'll be right back. Okay, I've popped back on to show you that the time period of the Instapot is done, and now it's doing this slow release. And again, I can come up here with this little button that pushes forward on this particular Instapot. And I can slowly start, you can see it coming out of his ears. All the way out of his ears, isn't it? All the way. There he is. Or I can shut it back off. That's the fast method. If I want to just release it right quick, get all that steam out of there so I can hurry up and pop it open. And I just kind of wanted to pop on to show you that that's what that does if I moved it forward. You can do it slowly to have it come out of his ears or all the way. Whichever way you want to do it. That's a Lotus. He's my helper today. But I'm going to let this slow down all by itself because I want that meat nice and tender. I don't really want to do a fast method of this, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back on because Otis, my little doggy up here, says it's time to open this up. So that's what I'm going to do. Very simple. You just turn the lid, open it up. Actually, I'll set this way over here because we're done with that. All right, so inside the little pot, because it is hot. So there's the meat. You can see that. And some of the juices, which that's what I want. I want the meat and the juices. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just set my pot over here. I will unplug it because I am finished with this. I'll set it clear out of the way. It's out of my way. I don't need that anymore. Now what I want to do is I want to test my meat. So just take any little meat fork and, you know, stab a piece of meat. And if you feel that it's nice and tender, great, leave it as it is. If you feel like you want to go just a little bit more, put it right back on and cook it probably, I'm going to say maybe 10 minutes, maybe. But I like mine just the way they are right now. Okay, so now what I'm going to add to this is, I'm going to take some Worcestershire sauce. And my recipe calls for 1/4 cup, but again, that's for 2 pounds of the meat. So what I like to tell everybody is taste as you go. So I'm going to add just half of that. Just half of that. Stir that around in here. Then I'm going to take some soy sauce. And again, about half of that. Soy sauce is pretty potent. Not even quite half of the soy sauce. It's real strong, it really is. If you like a lot of soy sauce, then go ahead and put that in. Again, this is not beef stroganoff where I'm going to be adding the cream of mushroom soup or the sour cream. That's not what I want. I want more, this is more like a broth right now. Yes, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. And that's to taste. You know, you're going to be adding more once you get it on your plate, you know, for dinner to serve it. So just put in a little bit of whatever you think for this time of it. Now I'm going to take some, and I'll get my flour container out here, and I'm going to take 5 tablespoons of flour according to the 2 pounds. So again, it may not take that. So let's go 1. Let's go 2, and let's just try 3 to begin with. I'm going to try 3. And then I'm just going to stir this up. Still is a little warm on this side. Stir this up because this is your thickening agent. If you don't want to use flour, if maybe you just don't like that taste or whatever, you certainly can use a little cornstarch. But I'm going to be using the flour on this one. Okay, and you just want to make sure that you just kind of keep stirring it until, yes, you don't see the flour anymore, which now it's going to be looking like this inside, this consistency. I'm going to need a little bit more flour in mine. So now that was only 3 tablespoons. Let's go 4. Let's go ahead with the 5. Let's go ahead with that 5. Should be enough. Don't know yet. And again, give that a nice stir. Now you can keep this in the Instapot and have it stay nice and warm with the lid on until you are ready to serve your dinner. I don't want a thick gravy. I just want a nice little sauce, and that's what this is coming to. Is just a nice sauce here. Because gravy's gravy, you know, and a lot of people like a really thick gravy, but I don't want that for this. It's going to come out thin, and that's okay. The longer you keep it warm, the more it's going to thicken up. It really is. Okay, so while that sets, now I'm going to grab my noodles. And I purposely did this for ones that say, oh my gosh, what do I do now? This is so simple. So here's the noodles that I've cooked. But as you can see, they're kind of stuck together just a little bit. This is any pasta, especially spaghetti. So what I like to do is just take a strainer. I'll put it down in here right quick. I'll pour them in here. Pour them in here. And I will take hot water, and I'll run that over the noodles, bringing them back to life. Works every time. Give it a toss. Put it back in your bowl. And there you have your noodles, all brought back to life. They're not sticking together anymore. Okay, so actually I'll just do it on my little plate that I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I think that would be better. So what I'm going to do is take my noodles, put on my plate, giving me room for my beef tips in the sauce. And again, if you want it very thick on your gravy, then go ahead and add some more and thicken it up and, you know, cook it to where it is more of a gravy. But for me, I like it just like this. I really do. I like it just like this. And then I can add some more, here out of the way. Then I can add some more salt. Then I can add some more pepper to taste. Whatever taste I like. And let me try my little beef tips and noodles. First is the meat. So tender. Really. Now, if you didn't want noodles, apologize, let me swallow that bite. If you didn't want the noodles, this same method can go on top of mashed potatoes. It can go on a bed of rice, would be nice. Some people even add just a little bit of the frozen peas to give it just a little bit of color, or some frozen peas on the side as your vegetable. But this right here is a meal in itself. Very tasty, very good. I recommend using your Instapot all the time for especially quick little suppers like this. I mean, 26 minutes, I probably could have only gone even 24, maybe 24, between 20 and 24 minutes on it. It's still going to come out just break apart type meat. It really is. Get one that I can kind of show you here. You know, when you can break it open with your fork like that, that's tender meat. And that's what I like. This is really good. It really is. So I hope you've enjoyed this part of my little quick dinner tonight of beef tips and noodles. Like I said, you can find the Instapot that I have put my particular one on my website, cookingwithcaroldiane.com, under the gadgets, and you can find little Otis that sits on top that helps you out also. But truly, an Instapot for quick dinners is the only way to go nowadays. It really is. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope you're having a grand start to your fall. Today is the first day of fall, and I'm pretty excited about it. So from my kitchen to yours, go make you some dinner of beef tips and noodles. You won't regret it. It's pretty tasty. Catch you next time. Bye-bye now.